get this karma together. Hey y'all, welcome back. To those of you all who are new to our channel, we are the Sammy Nicole and Fifi show here on YouTube. We are a dynamic mother-daughter duo, and on our channel we talk about all things love, life, and relationships, and a little bit of pop culture from both the millennial perspective and the Generation X perspective. And have y'all checked out our latest episode on the Women Connected in Wisdom podcast? If you haven't already, please be sure to check it out. Excuse me, we will include the link to that video in the description box. And also, please follow our Instagram page. It's the Sammy Nicole and Fifi Show on Instagram. Again, the Sammy Nicole and Fifi Show. We also have a page on Facebook. Oh, excuse me. The Sammy Nicole and Fifi Show, all right? So tonight, what are we talking about, Fifi?
Tonight, so we're going to talk about a few things tonight. First, I want to say hi to the young lady that recognized me in Target, Kiana.
Mm-hmm.
She was
Beautiful
so
Kiana.
sweet.
Hey, boo.
Thanks for watching our videos.
She's the sweetest.
She is. She walked
a
up
ray
to
of
me.
sunlight, sunshine.
And she said, "Are you Samantha's mom?" I said, "Yes, I'm Samantha's mom." She said, "What's your name?" "I know you Samantha's mom." So if you all see me out,
It's Key on Instagram. Shout out to you.
I'm Fifi.
Yes.
So it was nice to.
She ate that up, y'all.
It was nice to be recognized,
Oh, girl.
from my platform.
Oh, wow.
But she was really sweet, nice young lady, pleasant. I just love my millennials. I love y'all to death. But just a few more things. We went to Bar Vegan tonight, and so we just want to talk about our review. Samantha had wanted to go to Bar Vegan at Ponce City Market. So how would you rate it?
I'll give it like a 7.
I'll give it like a 6.5.
Yeah, it was. I like the ambiance. It was nice. Had a lot of DJs. Very
Clean.
nice and clean inside the restaurant.
Beautiful place.
We had the Philly cheesesteak and fries.
Steak fries. So yeah, I mean, it's a vibe if you want to go, and if you eat vegan food, I call it junk vegan food because it's beyond meat. It's not
Raw vegan.
raw vegan, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So we gave our rating on that. We had a good time there. And so tonight I want to talk about social piggyback off our podcast that we were invited to on Wednesday. I want to talk about social wellness. I want to talk about setting boundaries in your relationship. And I also want to talk about emotional intelligence. We come on a lot, y'all, and we have fun. And we kiki, we joke, we laugh, we throw out a little shade every now and then. But tonight, I thought that we would talk about something that could help somebody or, that could resonate, somewhere with somebody. If, a Gen X or a millennial, because things happen to us when we were millennials. And now we're Gen X, and now, I'm sharing my story. Things happened to me when I was a millennial. Now I'm Gen X, so I'm sharing my story. So a millennial now won't have to go through what I went through, right? So I want to talk about today, just share a real quick story about today when Samantha and I were preparing to go on a trip, and we had to do our TSA and all of that jive. And so we went to this place to register for our TSA. And y'all, things don't happen just because. Things happen for a reason. Everything that happens in your life is not just by chance. It happens for a reason. There's a reason for everything. There's a reason why, we're here now talking to you all on YouTube. Everything happens for a reason, So Samantha and I, our I guess the person at Staples that was doing the TSA application was a black woman, and she looked to be, I don't know how old she was, but we'll just say she was a mature woman, and she might have been a Gen X. And so me and Samantha kind of, and this is another thing, you all don't know Watch how you treat people. Watch what you say to people, because you never know what people are going through. And I say that all the time. People have a tendency to pick and taunt people and say nasty things to people. And you never know what people are going through or what they have been through. So, the lady kind of seemed, when we walked up, I was like, okay, she kind of different, but, I didn't really think nothing of it. And, she peeped me in some, she was pleasant, real nice. And so when we started the process of getting registered, filling out the application for the TSA, she kind of looked like she got comfortable with us. And she felt like she could open up for some reason and talk to us. And a lot of people do that. I don't know if I just have that face where people, just talk to me, and I listen, and I would hope that I give good advice and good wisdom based on my experiences in life. So she began to talk to us, and I don't know how it started. Oh, I was talking to her about the weekend. I was like, well, are you off this weekend? She was like, yeah, I'm off. I only work Monday through Friday. And she was asking me, did I have any plans? And I said, no. I said, well, do you have any plans? She said, no. And she said, I just moved here from California. And then I asked the question, well, what brought you here?
Dun, dun, dun.
We being serious tonight, Samantha.
It's my serious face, y'all.
And I asked her what brought her here, and it was a man. And a man brought me to Atlanta too, y'all. Over 30 years ago, it was a man.
Yeah.
So, but I had family here as well. My daddy's people are from here. So, she said a man had brought her here, and she went on to say, and then she went on to elaborate on what happened with her and this man. She said she had known this man for, 13 years, and they had been dating.
For 3 years.
I thought
She known him for 13 years, but they were dating for 3 years.
They were dating for 3 years.
Before they got married.
Before they got married. She married him in March of 2022.
In April of 2022.
In April of 2022, and they were divorced June.
Father Day weekend of 2022.
They were divorced. So she moved here and left her elderly mother and moved here with this man. And she knew this man. This was not something somebody she had just met on a dating website, or somebody she had came here and hooked up with. She actually knew this man for some length of time and had dated this man. And he said, okay, move to Atlanta and let's get married. And they got married. And then once they got married, he flipped the script on her. She said he started staying out late, wouldn't come home. 1 o'clock in the morning, he started talking to her disrespectfully.
Telling her she must comply. She's not compliant.
Embarrassing her in front of his friends when they were, out at functions, talking to her all toxic.
When they would come over.
When they would come over. And this lady is just telling us all of this, and you could see in her face the hurt and the pain. And y'all, when she said, I felt the hurt right here. And that was like, I'm going to try not to cry, y'all. But that brought back so many memories of the hurt and pain that I felt. I could really resonate.
From your last divorce.
From my last divorce. The hurt, she said, I felt that. And then you could tell in her face the hurt and the pain that she's still dealing with. And my heart just, went out to her, because I know how she feels. She moved here thinking that she was going to be, a wife, and she was going to live in bliss.
Marital bliss.
Yes, marital bliss, and just be happy. Mm-hmm. And it didn't work out like that for her, and it's just so. And then she's here by herself. She doesn't have any kids, And she was talking about, I'm going to go home and sit in my apartment. I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend. I've scrubbed all the walls. All the walls are clean. And I was like, you need to get out. And then she just went on talking. And I just shared, just a brief snippet of what I've been through. I said, baby, you will be all right. I divorced 3 and I'm just fine. You will be fine. Trust me. Time heals all wounds. And you will be fine. Go ahead, cry it out. But let me tell you something. He ain't over there slinging no snot about you. I bet you that. Okay? So go ahead, cry it out. But when she said the hurt was just all, and you just be so hurt because you just, somebody would do you like that. Somebody that you trust and you thought that you loved that would disrespect you. And to move her to some place where she was not familiar with and do her like that and tell her to get out of my house. Now, in our last video, we talked about moving in with a man and you not being attached to where you're living.
Yeah, just for the stability.
Just for the stability. But she actually married this man. Mm-hmm. She actually married this man and he did her that way. So what do you think about that?
I think a lot of things. First off,
and it touched Samantha. Samantha was like, Mom.
First off, I commended her for having the strength to walk away from an unhealthy environment and toxic environment, because the way she explained it, she was being emotionally and verbally abused. She may have even been physically abused, but she didn't allude to that. But so I commended her on her strength. I was thinking the
same thing too.
Yeah, kind of give that energy. Yeah,
because she asked me.
So that's what I thought first, and then also I thought that I think she may have been. I thought to myself, maybe she was just so caught up in wanting to be married and to have a relationship that she overlooked some red flags. And she kind of alluded to that too when she said prior to them getting married, they dated for 3 years, and she would just
because I asked her
and visit him here in Atlanta. She said when she would come and visit him here in Atlanta, it was fun, it was exciting.
Yeah.
They had a lot of sex, they hung out. They really didn't spend like the day every day together because she was visiting from California to spend time with him. Mm-hmm. So it was more exciting. And then something else that stood out to me, she told me how once she did divorce him, he went right back to the same women he left to marry her. So that lets me know that when they were dating for those 3 years, long distance, he was seeing other women. So she was never really the only one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, she didn't really know him.
But do you ever really know him?
No, do you ever really know anyone? I mean, people are changed, people are fickle. But, I just think she was just probably so caught up in wanting to get married. She overlooked
and
some
we
things.
all are. We all want companionship. We all want to be married.
Yeah, I ain't saying it ain't nothing to shame her about, because we all want to be partnered, So,
but I think that sometimes, and for me too, I'm not excluding myself out of a situation like this. We see the red flags, but we want to be partnered up. Like you said, we want to be married. We want to have companionship. So we're always, no, it's not that. No.
Or he'll change.
Or I can change him, and you can't change anybody. And most people don't change. You can't change a person. They are who they are, right?
Right.
So, and I think maybe that's what she thought, and she was like, I got to get out, and meet people, and, but my heart, it was so touching. She was like, I've been crying. I cry all the time, and I'm thinking.
She was like, I'm about to tear up now.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, because you mourning. It's a death of a relationship. It's a death of a marriage. So, of course, you're going to mourn.
And I went through that process. I went through the process of mourning
Yeah, it's the
my
death.
marriage, and then but I also went to counseling, y'all. I had 2 years of counseling, and it really helped me. It really helped me to process everything, and that's what I was telling her. She was like, well, what did you get? First of all, like Samantha said, I commended her for leaving, because most women will not leave, y'all. Most women will be stay and embarrassed and worry about what people gonna say. I'm not worried
gonna
about
take
what
their house. They don't want
right.
the man to get the
that
house and move the
house.
woman in their house.
I ain't finna let no woman move into my house. I ain't finna let him this and I ain't finna let him that. And then you end up being batshit crazy or having physical ailments. Ailments, yes. That you can't function in life because you decided to stay with a man that drove you into these conditions because of the way he treated you. But you had a man, though. It reminds me of Betty Wright song. Any man is better than, a piece of man is better than not having a man. And some women literally think that. Well, I got a man, I don't care. I got him, I got a man. And some women look at like women who don't have men. They think that they got one up on you. But then, what kind of man you got? You ain't got one up on me. Because you got a piece of a man. But I commend her for being able to walk away and to, know her self-worth. She said, I loved him. And this was another thing that she said. She said, I love him, but I love myself more.
And that was just like
and that's where you got to, I love myself more. And I will never let a man disrespect me or talk to me any kind of way. I'm not that girl. You're not going to say anything to me and I don't say nothing back. You're not going to disrespect me blatantly in my face. And I'm going to stick around and let you do it? I'm not programmed like that. And some women are okay with that. Some men can come home and they know they man been with another woman and smell the woman on them.
Oh, Mom. Oh, girl.
And be okay with it. But I'm not that one. I'm not that one. Okay? I am not that girl. Okay? So I was, that was one of the things that I told her. You left. Be proud of yourself.
You had the strength and the wherewithal to do so. And thank God you were able to, get on your feet and take care of yourself. That's a blessing in itself. Because, a lot of times, even if a woman, sometimes women, they do want to leave their toxic environment, but they don't have the resources to do so. We got to, talk about that.
That's another issue.
That's a very real reality for some women,
Because she had 2 jobs and she quit one of her jobs, and the job where he met her
at. He wanted her to quit the other one. And
he wanted her to quit the other one.
So she wouldn't be working it on. Now, thank God she didn't. Because he definitely would have put her out on the street.
And she said that's what made her feel so bad. She had moved here from California. She didn't know anybody. She didn't have
her mom only child.
She left her mom. And she didn't know anybody, and she didn't have nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
And then he put her out on, tell her to go.
Yeah, she said she felt like she was homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was really sad.
Well, they say unhoused now. That's the new
saying. Oh, that's the correct term. Okay, unhoused. I apologize. Unhoused.
But yeah, it just, I told Samantha, I said, when we walked away, I told Samantha it was not by coincidence that we ran into that lady today.
Yeah, we were meant to meet her.
We were meant to meet her, and we were at that. She needed us to talk to her at that time
and reaffirm her.
And you made the right decision. She did. She needed us to tell her you made the right decision. I said you will be okay. I said you will be just fine. Trust me. Y'all looking at somebody that has experienced it all in a relationship. I cried, slobbered, snot, and I'm fine. You will be fine. Time heals all wounds. I know when you're going through it, you feel like you can't make it. But I'm telling you, just go through the process and keep telling yourself. If you literally have to give yourself a hug and say, I am worthy, I am loved, and I am to be respected. That's what my therapist told me to tell myself. Every day you tell yourself you are respected and honored and worthy.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
That's right. You are worthy and you are loved. And that's what I did. And you just got to go through the process. But like I said, I went to counseling. And y'all, counseling helped me so much. I'm telling you, counseling just helped me to see things in a different perspective. And that's what she said. She said, well, what did you learn when you went to counseling? I said, I learned that I kept picking the same type of man. Mm-hmm. And I learned why I kept picking the same type of man. It was my pathology, my DNA. And that's why I kept picking the same type of man, and I was attracted to the same type of man and going through the same thing over and over again. So now I know what, when I see red flags, I'm like, no, I can't do it. So we wanted to just share that story with you all. Maybe it'll, I told Samantha, maybe it'll help somebody, and we as women think that, oh, it's not going to happen to me. Ain't no man gonna do me like that. Cause I'm telling you, it happens. It may not happen to you that way, but things happen. And I told her, you're not the first and you won't be the last. We have all experienced. Keep living and keep having relationships. Things happen because people with me, I felt like people had to treat me the way I treated them. I felt like Samantha used to tell me, but Mom, you not them. I would always, what would I say? Why?
I don't understand. Why is so-and-so doing that? Why would you do that? I don't understand.
I would always say, why would you do that? Who does that? Who doesn't have any integrity or respect? I don't understand. Why would you even do that? And Samantha, what would you say?
They're not you. You're seeing it through your lens of what you would do, and they're not you.
And I had to learn that. Okay.
They don't see things the way you see
it. Yeah, why would you do that to somebody that nice? You got a nice person that respects you. Why would you do that? Mm-hmm. And I had to realize they're not you, Felicia. They don't see things the way you see things. And it took me a long time, y'all, to get that. And even in therapy, I used to say that to my therapist, and she used to say the same thing. Well, Felicia, people are different. They're not you. People are different, and you can't expect you from someone else. What you want, what you give from someone else. That's just not how it works. And so through therapy, I had to process all of that, after this last divorce, thinking that, I just couldn't grasp on to somebody could be such a terrible person, why, what is going on? Why are you, who does that to people? Who stoops that low and does things like that to people? And once I was able to, it clicked in where they're not you, Felicia. They don't have the same morals. They don't have the same values. They don't have integrity. They're not you, Felicia. So you can't expect them to be you. So that was one of the things, I shared with her that I went to counseling. I was like, go to counseling. Y'all, counseling helps just to sit down and talk to somebody that is not biased to your situation. And then too, I had Samantha. And I think that when you mentioned in the podcast the other day and you said, I'm able to stand in the gap for my mother. Mm-hmm. But my mother is not able to stand up for herself. Mm-hmm. And there was times where I couldn't. Mm-hmm. And you were there for me. And I think about that lady, she has nobody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, going through counseling and having you, I know I'm trying not, but it just really touched me, when you said that sometimes my mother is weak, and at that point, that last divorce, I was weak. And I needed you. You know what I'm saying? I needed you, and you was there for me. And I just can't imagine that lady. And that's what just, when she said she was feeling that hurt, I can't imagine her going through and not having nobody here. She here by herself. She don't know nobody. And then you got this man that probably doesn't live far from her with this other woman, your ex-husband, who you thought was going to be your husband. So the lady really touched me, y'all. The whole thing just, it just touched me. And it just made me more, it confirmed my decision on my last relationship, that, me loving myself. Because I love Felicia. I love me some Felicia all day, every day. And I just, talking to her, it helped me. She was hurting, but it helped me to know that, there are women out there that, that love themselves, and that, want better for themselves, and know their self-worth, and know that it's okay to walk away from a toxic relationship, y'all. It is okay to be by yourself. It is okay to not be in a relationship where you're not getting what you need, just to say you want a man. And if I can stress that and help one woman, one millennial, one Gen X, it is okay to be by yourself and love yourself and have peace, than to be with somebody that dishonors you, that doesn't value your self-worth, and that's toxic. And so for her to say, I walked away, she had to get her own place. Once again, she knew. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I thought I had experienced, a lot in my relationships, but no, even when I moved here and the relationship didn't work out with the person I moved here to Atlanta to be with, I still had my family here. I still had my auntie who was there for me. I've had my uncle who was there for me, through all my bad relationships. So I still had somebody, but this lady didn't have anybody.
All right.
To support her, to be there, for her, to help her. So I really commend her. I think she's,
very resilient.
Very resilient. We won't say strong, but we'll say resilient. We'll say resilient. So I wanted to talk about that. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
Yeah, just be, like we mentioned earlier, just be kind to people. You never know what people are going through. Before that lady shared her story with us of being like mentally and verbally abused by her ex-husband, at first I thought she was kind of quirky and a little weird, but like,
I did too.
But I didn't want to say nothing. But like, once she kind of like shared her story with us and she confided in us, it just makes me realize, like, you never know what people are going through. Like, be kind to people. Because, she was just telling us how she, like, cried many nights, and she still cries. And she's, all alone.
And she felt vulnerable enough to share that with us. You know what I'm saying? She felt like that we were a safe place for her. And it just, and I remember being like that, so.
Yeah, it just
be kind to people. Be kind to people, because you never know what people are going through.
Hey, Jalen.
You never know what people are going through or where they at in life. And sometimes people, just because you see people and they look okay on the outside, sometimes, y'all, they not.
Right.
And today just showed me, looking at that lady, we, like Samantha said, we thought that she was kind of quirky,
Yeah.
But
she's just been through a lot.
But you can look into her eyes and see the hurt
and the pain
in that lady's face, and and I just said, thank you, Lord, that I had my child that helped me when I was weak and could stand in the gap and hold me up. When I was going through my divorce and everything. But
right,
y'all be kind to people.
Right.
and watch how you entertain people, because people are hurting out there. Okay, everybody that you see that look good on the outside, sometimes they're not okay on the inside.
Yeah, you don't know what people
You
are
don't know what
struggling,
people are
just 'cause they
struggling
look
with.
good,
And
so.
so
Yeah, so that's all we have for tonight's show, guys. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget, if you haven't already checked out our episode on the Women Connected in Wisdom podcast, please check it out, y'all. Follow us on Instagram, the Sam, Nicole, and Fifi Show. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, share it, look at our other videos. Give us comments, whether it's good or bad. We appreciate the engagement.
we appreciate all of it.
If you want to cuss us
Comment
out,
on
do it in the YouTube comment
comment.
if you want to cuss us out about any videos.
And share. Make sure you
so we
all
can run
share.
them numbers up. But okay, y'all. I'm Sam Nicole. This is Fifi. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.